This week, we learned that O.J. Simpson is going to walk out of jail a free man after receiving parole Thursday for his part in a Vegas robbery. But long before the incident in Sin City, Simpson was a household name, infamous for his acquittal in the brutal murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman. But 22 years later, what did today's youth know about the man at the center of the trial of the century? I hit the streets to find out. Who's that?
I have no idea.
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Gooding Prince Jr. plays him on the show.
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No, O.J. Simpson.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, what is O.J. famous for?
I mean, he had that whole scandal with his, ex-wife.
With women, like sexually harassing women.
He skated on a double homicide charge.
For real? Oh, shoot.
I know he went to jail for murder, but he got that dropped. He beat that case, and then he went to jail for stealing something.
What's O.J. famous for?
Murder? And the Kardashians.
The Kardashians?
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Why is that?
Because of the father.
Robert.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I watch too much TV.
Kim, would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail.
O.J. played what sport?
Basketball? Basketball.
Basketball? No, he didn't.
Football.
Very good. Excellent. O.J. had a nickname. Do you know what that was?
Murderer?
Murderer? No, not murderer. They called O.J. the Juice.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why?
Was it a football thing?
He was really fast and strong, I think.
Or because his name was O.J.?
That makes more sense.
He's never going to stop being the juice.
O.J. was in a series of very funny movies. Do you remember what they were?
Police Academy.
Not Police Academy.
Was he in Family Matters?
That's Urkel.
Did I do that?
Get Hard.
The Naked Gun.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Heroin. Heroin, Frank.
Nordberg, that's a pretty tall order. You're gonna have to give me a couple of days on that one.
Now, O.J., when he was on the run, was driving a very famous vehicle. What was that?
It was white.
A Trailblazer?
Mercedes.
A Range Rover? I feel like every famous person drives that.
The Ford Bronco, right?
White Ford Bronco.
O.J.
Big moment in the case. The defense attorney said, finish this line for me. If the glove doesn't fit, you must...
Get another one?
Don't put it on.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must...
Juice it?
If the glove doesn't fit...
You must acquit.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
O.J., innocent or guilty?
Innocent because he didn't do it. Guilty because he set it up.
I think he's guilty.
I think he's innocent.
He may be innocent, he may be guilty, but I don't know if he's more guilty than innocent. But I think he's more guilty. He plays it off guilty.
Do you know who I am?
Well, I do now. Jesse Waters.
I'm Waters.
Yes.
And this is my world.
Nice.
Joining me now, Geraldo Rivera, who's been following O.J. Simpson's various crimes for the last 23 years. So when you were at the parole hearing, I noticed O.J. Simpson kind of erratic, gregarious at times, flashing that smile, but also showed a flash of anger. I want you to react to this little video. Roll it.
The property was yours.
It's been ruled legally by the state of California that it was my property, and they've given it to me.
Wow. So he's talking about retrieving that property with a guy with a gun. He seemed a little angry there. Did you notice that, Geraldo?
Of course I did, Jesse. The fact is this man is very combustible, very volatile. He has a malignant temper. He has a rage inside him. He could snap like that. That was something that became clear to the American people when he butchered his ex-wife, the mother of his children, as his children slept inside, and her friend Ron Goldman he could have shot them, he could have poisoned them. Instead, he chose the most brutal, barbaric way to murder someone you could possibly think of. So I wasn't surprised to see it. You know, he's had road rage incidents. He's had plenty of domestic violence allegations against him. I give him 50-50 on the outside that it won't revert to that dark side again, Jeff.
Yeah, so let's talk about going to the outside. He's probably going to go to the state of Florida where he owns some property that can't be seized. What kind of crew does O.J. roll with? What kind of friends is he going to be associating with? And, you know, because if he messes up just once, he goes right back to prison.
That's true. He hangs around. You know, there are people who would love to play golf with O.J., have drinks with O.J., kind of, you know, he's a hail fellow, well met if you don't cross him. You know, there are people, the big joke in the golfing community was there are lots of golfers who want to kill their wives. You know, I remember that was a current joke in the 90s, a sick joke. I think that O.J. will have plenty of company. I believe that the peril for O.J. is if something doesn't go his way.
Right.
Someone cuts him off on the highway. Somebody, you know, says something about him killing his wife, you know, and sparking some, you know, I just think that he's so explosive that this IED could go off at any time.
And that's what he is. He is an IED, and he's just waiting to blow. You just never know where it's going to happen. I know you've been in touch with the Brown family and the Goldman family. How are they processing this? Just seeing him in that courtroom setting with the parole people, that might just strike fear in their veins, wouldn't you think?
It's not fear. They will haunt him and pursue him to the ends of the earth to collect on the $33 million judgment against him when he was found liable for the wrongful deaths of Nicole and Ron Goldman, their son. They will pursue him no matter what. The reason, I think, one of the reasons he is going to Florida is, as you mentioned earlier, Jesse, the homestead exemption. They can't come after his home, that and his NFL pension, which is protected under federal law. So he's trying to get into a place where maybe he can sell some of the memorabilia on the sly, on the side, to cheat the Goldmans and the Browns out of any kind of payoff. But you know, he will live a relatively comfortable life, $25,000 a year pension plus Social Security. I think that O.J. will be fine if he can only contain himself. Now, how do I feel about it? The law was followed. He deserved parole under the laws of the state of Nevada. He was clean for 9 years in prison. He was a peacemaker. He didn't commit any infractions. He you know, did whatever he had to do behind bars. He's 70 years old.
Listen,
so
O.J. is a survivor. If you can say one thing about O.J., the man is a survivor, for better or for worse. And you have this great special, 8 o'clock Eastern on Sunday, O.J. Simpson, Justice Served. And we're all really looking forward to that, Geraldo. Thank you very much.
Cockroaches are also survivors.
Geraldo, thank you. Once a Bernie backer, now a Trump supporter, a young American explains her political transformation to Water's World. That's next. And later, the CIA director chews out the New York Times.
I find that unconscionable.